Right, Rama, I think you can hear me now. So we'll start the lesson after some time. So we had some issues. I also had some issues last time with the power and could not conduct the lesson for some time. So now we'll start from our final the final lesson that we have to conduct on the grade 11 first lesson. So we actually did the pseudocodes, flowcharts, and now we will start from here. Pascal program. So Pascal, I told you to install a software, but before that, now we will do some theories on Pascal. If you take a Pascal program, let me take some Pascal program to show you. This is a one Pascal program that I will want to show you. May Pascal program. Then I will show another Pascal program, which is much simpler than that. This is another one. So this one is a bit complex. These are a bit easier. මේක ටිකක් complex එකක්. මේක ඊට වඩා සරල. Okay. Now we have to find out what these items are. So let's create a program for Pascal program for first adding two numbers. අපි ඉස්සෙල්ලා හදමු දැන් මෙහෙම. මුලින්ම අපි මෙහෙම දැක්කා. We'll do something like this. We will create a Pascal program to enter or display our name. Before that, I will write a Pascal program or a pseudocode to display our name. ඉස්සෙල්ලා අපි ලියමු පොඩි pseudocode. Pseudocode එනකොට we have to write begin and then you can say display. So I can type my name like this. So this is pseudocode for displaying my name on the computer. So it's something like this. Right now, this is the design of the program. මේ තමයි program එකේ design එක. මේ design එක අපි හරවන්න ඕනේ. This design should be converted to a real Pascal program that is running. So what we should do now here is we have to type a Pascal program. We can type it like this. So let's start the Turbo Pascal. You can see here. This is what I told you to install. මේක තමයි install කරගන්න කියලා කිව්වේ. So what we should do is now we are going to write the program to display your name. So you can display your name, I can display my name. So first look at the recording and do it later because otherwise it will take a lot of time to complete this one. Okay, Rama can go through the recording and do it later. First, yes, okay. Did you install this software in your computer?
Sir, I tried installing it, but I can't open it.
You can't open it. So shall we try to install it first of all? So what you can do is you can share the screen with me. And
Okay, sir.
okay, let me allow you to share the screen first. Now check if you can share the screen on your side.
Yes, sir, I can.
Okay, share and give me the control so I can try to install it and see if there's anything wrong.
Sir,
Okay, I can see
I
this. Okay,
should
I
be in the remote control.
and can you show me the file that you have downloaded to install your software, Turbo Pascal?
I uninstalled it again because I couldn't open it.
All right.
So right now I don't have it. I
Okay,
should
shall we
download
shall we
again.
shall we download it now then?
Okay.
Okay. So I will get the control. Okay, okay, you can go to download it. Type Turbo Pascal, Turbo space Pascal.
So then I should do double press.
Okay, I will request the remote control from you and I will download it.
This one.
Okay. I think your connection speed is very slow, so it takes a lot of time to type. Let's see.
So I'm having a connection issue because it's going to say no here.
Something is wrong. There's a problem in the internet also. You got disconnected, Rama, right? Right. Okay. Okay. Let's install it later. So for the moment, we'll try to. Uh,
Yes, sir, I think I'm having a connection.
yeah, yeah. You have a connection. So that therefore we'll try to do this now first, and later we will install it. Right. Now I will share the screen again. So please observe what I'm doing now. So file, we can go for new. Then I'm going to save it. So first you have to take file new. Now you have to save this file in some place. So I go to save, click on save. I want to save it in my location where I'm saving the Pascal files. So here I will show you what I'm doing actually. File. So first I close this one. File, go to new, click on new. Then before you type on this, you save this file in the hard disk. So say go to file, then click on save. Now this is pointing to a folder which is inside the Pascal folder. So what I want to do is I will I want to go a one level up from the folder. So I will click on this particular two dots and single slash this particular item. So it will go double click on this one. So it will go one level up the folders. So it will go one level up the folders if you double click on this. So now it goes to a folder like this. Then not this one actually, it goes one level up. Again, if you double click on these two dots and slash, it will go again another level up. So now I am actually in the C drive. So in C drive. So you can see now in my C drive, these are the files that I will be having. AI, Android, connector, device. I was inside the Pascal folder, I think. I will find out the folder. Maybe somewhere here. But whatever it is, so you have to find it out later. So this is the folder that earlier I was in. I mean, my folder is කලින් හිටියේ. ඕන ආයෙ බලමු. You can just observe. So if I try to save it, first it goes to something like this, maybe this one. No, not that. Anyway, this my best pro, this file is not visible, but if you go one level up, what you can see is BGI, bin, doc, examples, main, source, units. These are the folders that you can see here. So if you go another level up, that means you are going to, from here, you are going to the C drive. Then C drive. Once you go to the C drive, there you can see the place where I'm saving my Pascal files. So the Pascal file folder is the one where I'm saving my Pascal source files. මෙතන තමයි මම Pascal file save කරන තැන. මෙතනට ගිහිල්ලා, so if I go into this, if I double click on this, I can see previously saved Pascal files there are 4 Pascal files. So here I will just give a name for these Pascal files with let's say grade 11, or we'll give it like this. My program, we can say name name printing program. Name printing program කියලා මම නම දෙනවා මේක. So I'll give a name as name printing program. Then click OK. Now, if you go to this Pascal folder, can you see this name printing? So there's a limitation for the Pascal file name. It will only say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 letters in the file. This is the one that is saved now. Because you can see the time is 5:51. Means the time is 5:51 p.m. So that was the one that is saved. Then now I'm going to type some code in it to display my name. So something that is going to do this thing in the pseudocode. So first you have to type this anyway program my program, put a semicolon, uses CRT. This line should be used to take items from the keyboard and display things. So make a CRT use කරන්න. So that is certain thing. The make a බලන්න. So if you want to find out what this is, you can search it. So if you search for this, you can see here reference for unit CRT. So you can read about it. Technical is too technical, but you don't want to know all these things because these things are not going to be asked in the examination. So it tells what this stands for. So CRT, this is called a unit. So if you only get it like that, you will be able to do certain things in your program. For example, displaying things onto the screen and other stuff. So you have to use this. So later read it, right? Not now. So anyway, when you have type this, use a CRT. Then මුලින්ම මේක type කරලා ඊට පස්සේ අපි type කරනවා program එකේ code එක. Then we type the code of the program. So I'll type as in the pseudocode, you can type begin. And type begin. Then write ln. Then you can type the name. So I will type my name here. And put a semicolon at the end of it. And then type read key. Otherwise, your program will close. So it will be waiting until you enter another key in your program. And you have to end it. So this is the Pascal program that is printing my name. And now what should do is I can compile this. So the program, once you write it, you have to compile it. The program අපි හදනකොට steps for developing the program. So first thing is write the Pascal code. Then number 2, save file in the hard disk. Number 3, compile the file. This one is going to convert the source code into machine code, which is executable in the computer. Number 4, run the program. There are 4 steps. First, we are writing the Pascal source code. Before that, we wrote the pseudocode. Then we are writing the Pascal source code. Then we save the file. Then we compile this file, and now we are going to compile this file, so it will be converted to machine code. Now look at this one. If you see here, we can see all these files. You can see the ones that are modified. Everyone has a myname.pas, myname.pac, pak. Here you can see another one. If you take my first p.txt, my first p.pas, my first p.ba, right? That there are different files that are created. ඒකට බලන්න මේකේ files හදලා තියෙනවා අපි. දැන් මෙතන මේකට අදාළව එහෙම files ටිකක් නැහැ. For this one you don't have such files. අපි ඒකට මෙහෙම කරමු. So we'll save this folder. I will name it as Rama, so with your name, and again save it inside this. So save as, and Rama inside this I will save it. So let's look at this Rama folder. So you should see that it's there. මෙතන Rama කියන folder එක ඇතුලේ දැන් මම මේ file එක මෙතෙන්ට ගත්තා. I got that file here. Now I'm going to compile. Now when I'm compiling, observe what is happening. I'm compiling. I think there's one problem here. So that means we have to put a dot here. Now once it is compiled, can you see there's another file created? Then all the file like that. When you compile it, this source code creates another code like this. So now you can run this program. Now it is printing my name over there. That is how it is going to work. මෙහෙම තමයි වැඩ කරන්නේ. එතකොට දැන් ඔන්න මම නම print කරන program එක Pascal වලින් ලියලා තියෙනවා. So I have in the Pascal source code, saved in the hard disk, compile the file, and run the program. So compile करना, run करा बंद. So when you run it, you can see some name like this, which I have typed in. Right. So unfortunately, you don't have this installed, so we cannot run it by now. But later you have to do it. So this is the code that we wrote. Now, let's say we want to do something like this. We want to type a name and display it. So first we have to ask, what is your name? And then I'm going to type it. Then it should be displayed. To do that, we have to have something called variables. Without variables, we cannot keep a name after you type it. So we'll take a variable like var. This is how we define variables in this program. Variable is a temporary storage location that you can keep your values until it is used in the program. So here you can see the value that I want to use here is now so let me show you something. This is how we now we can මෙතන අපි මෙහෙම දානවා name of person මේක තමයි කියනවා variable එකක්. And now I'm going to use this in here like this. So the name of the person is going to be read from the keyboard. When it is the name of the person going to the පස්සේ මේක keyboard එකකින් keyboard එකට මෙන්න මෙහෙම දාන්න වෙනවා. You have to put it like this. And then you can display it like this. Your name is name of person. Okay, let's discuss about this after we execute this one. For the moment, you will not understand entirely what this is. So I will open up this file. And I'm going to now compile it. Problem is I have put dot here. So compile it, it is successful. Now I'm going to run this one. So it is only what is your name? I will give you Nilantha. It says your name is Nilantha Prasad. And this is what that program is going to do. Not exactly this, but let's take this. This is what the program does. So now I can right. Look at this program now. මේක බලමු. දැන් ඔන්න මේ කරන්නේ නම අරගෙන print කරන එකනේ. So it takes our name and prints it. So if you run it, you can see how it what is your name. Thank you. It is printed. So initially we didn't have anything like this. Now, if you are entering something to the program that should have a place to store, and that is called a variable. Okay, we'll do another one. Okay, write down now using Pascal. Okay, I'll give a note now for you. So this part is a bit difficult for beginners into programming, but we have to proceed. So we start from here. I hope you have written this part. Sample Pascal programs. So write down the topic, sample Pascal programs. Example 1, printing printing my name using Pascal. Printing my name using Pascal. So write this down and then write down the code for that. I will show you the code moment. So this is the code for printing the name. So instead of my name, you put your name there and write this down in your book. Printing my name using Pascal.
Okay, sir.
Right. Okay. You write this one also below that.
I wrote it.
Right. Now the next example. So I will put that example here. The next example is example 2. Getting name from the keyboard and printing the given name. Write down this and then you should write this code.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so let's copy that and I will also paste it here. So write down what is this in this book. So we write down the answer. It is a variable. So now we have another question. What is a variable? What is a variable? And a variable is a memory location in the computer which stores some data during the runtime of the program. Okay, try this now. You have to try this part also, and I will explain what it is after the next program.
Okay, sir.
Right. So let's write down the next question. Okay, I will do it first. Let's create another Pascal program. File, new, save it. I will try to add two numbers from this program. So I'll take whatever is there, program, that's the name of the program, then users. We can give two numbers as number one, right? Up to this point, give me one in the now we can get the total. So you must put the semicolons at the end. If you forget them, there will be compilation errors. You can put this here. Now it is completed. Compile. Now I run this. So when you run it, it says enter the first number. Let's say enter 12, enter 52, total is 64. Right. So we'll write this down and discuss about variables further. Example 3. Three. right? This is the one that we are going to do before our discussion on variables. So write this down. So using this program, we will discuss about variables. Finish writing.
No, sir.
So we'll start our discussion on variables. You can see the board here. You know this in grade 10, we discussed about how the processing happens in the computer, the memory and other stuff. I will show you that diagram in case you need to see that. In grade 10, so you can remember that one as well. This one. You should remember this. Now we are inserting data from the keyboard, and that is the input device here. And that directly goes to the main memory. From the main memory, it is taken into the central processing unit and it is going to be processed and you will get the total. So here we enter two numbers, that is first number and the second number. You can enter values for them, and then that values are taken into the central processing unit, and then it is processed, and again it is output to the output devices. So let's look at this with the program that we have written. So first we write the program that is written in the, okay, so I will first take this program and write it by the side of the board. And that program is going to be variable number 1. That's an integer. Okay. Begin. And there you can see we will be adding. So you can see begin. And first, I will not write down these steps to show the information to the user. I will only write down read ln number 1. Then next one, read ln number 2. Then total equals number 1. So number 1 plus number 2. And finally, you can write down write code. So this is a simplified version of what I have written, and we can end the program. This is not what exactly you have seen. The make Now let's draw the keyboard. That is the input. And we call it the input device. And here, once it is being input, if we can input these two numbers from the keyboard, and it directly goes to the computer system unit. And according to that diagram, where does that directly goes to? Okay. Rama, can you hear me? When you enter two numbers, let's say you enter 24 plus 12 as these two numbers, number 1 and number 2. Where does these two numbers go directly and getting stored in? Okay. Can you tell me these two numbers? Goes and yes. Any idea where it is getting stored? Hmm? I will show you the book again. Now look at this. Now can you tell me where does it go directly to? To the yes. Can't you say by looking at the diagram? Numbers they කොහටද යන්නේ? අංක දෙකක් දුන්නොත් keyboard එකෙන් input devices කියලා කියන keyboard එක උතන. ඒ numbers දෙක කොහටද යන්නේ? Where does it go? It goes to the memory. You can see the memory here. So we'll draw the memory like this. Memory has set of cells like this. And it goes into the memory. And if you give number 24 for the first number 1 k negative. So when this, if you take this program, first line, number 1, you are giving the number from the keyboard. Before that, now you are actually allocating some variables. You call these things as are the variables. What are your variables here? Number 1, number 2, and total. All these are variables. In the computer, this is the memory, main memory. In this main memory, the item that you give on the keyboard are stored. So we'll remove this side of the line. And when you create variables in your program like this, in the memory locations are allocated to store these values related to the program inside this. So number 1 and number 2 and total are allocated like this. Number 1, number 2, total කියලා memory locations තුනක් වෙන්න එනවා main memory එක ඇතුලේ මේකෙන් දෙන values ටික තියාගන්න. Is that clear? Okay, so you have to understand it, right? This is the deep concept. So I'm just telling you what happens in the memory when you do this from this program. That will be much easier for you to understand the rest of the programs, what is a variable. So you don't want to learn them by heart. You know the real concept also. That will be useful if you are even doing ICT for A levels. Right now you can see number 1, number 2, total. This entire thing when when this allocated, these values in the memory or these locations in the memory are allocated. So for this location, this is allocated. For this one is allocated. For this is allocated. Now, next thing is now we are going to put some numbers from the keyboard. We will be putting number 12 and the 24 and 12. So this statement, read line. I will not do this. I will change this a bit. I will not take the keyboard. Instead, I will give the numbers some values. So number 1 is going to be, let's say, 12. Number 2 is going to be 24. number 1 කියන 12 දෙනවා number 2 කියන 24 දෙනවා මේව මේ program එකේ ඇතුලේ. So I'm not going to take the keyboard, otherwise it will be complex for you to understand. So I will do this for the moment and I will use only memory here. So on we have the memory inside it, and now you can have a keyboard also here, but we don't use the keyboard now. We give values from the, I will do the keyboard part after this. So we give values from the program itself. So first, these three variables, when you put them like this, they are allocated. So in the memory, these three locations are allocated to keep values related to these three. මේ variables තුනට කියන්නේ අවශ්‍ය කරන values තියාගන්න memory එකේ වෙනම ඉඩ වෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඒකට මේ හැම ඉඩකටම නමක් දීලා තියෙන එක පළවෙනි මේ කොටසට අපි number 1 කියන මේ නමින් තමයි අඳුන්වන්නේ. number 2 කියන්නේ මේ ඊළඟ memory කොටස, number 3 කියන්නේ sorry total කියලා කියන්නේ මේ memory කොටස. ඒකට මේක තියාගන්න මේකට අදාළ value. මේක තියාගන්න මේක තියාගන්න මේක. එතකොට number 1. So I have allocated 12 inside. So inside this you have number 12. 12 is not going to be like this inside. It is going to be actually in binary. Binary. It should be in binary values. You know that the data in the computers are stored as binary values. The next one, number 2, is going to be 24. Right. So that also should be in binary. So I can write the binary values, but it will be too difficult than it is for you to understand. So just remember these two are actually kept in binary form. But now, next thing. Afterwards, now these two should be added. So now these are sent to the CPU. These are sent to the CPU. This is the central processing unit. Inside this, we have the arithmetic and logic unit, ALU, and also the registers. So these two values are now going to be sent from here to the registers and then to the ALU. This is also going to be sent to the registers and then to the ALU. And after adding these two, the ALU will give the output as 24, and that will be sent, sorry, 36, and that will be sent from here to this location for 36, because we have put number 1 and number 2 to the total variable location. And then you can output it. So look at this diagram first carefully. See if there's anything that you can understand and can't understand.
It's clear, sir.
It's clear, very good. So it's a difficult part for most of the students to understand. Can you draw this first? So I will modify it later for our program. This is
Okay.
okay. Draw it.
Sir,
Yes.
should we write that part also?
Yes, you have to draw this entire. Even you should write that. When you are drawing it, try to think of it and draw.
Finish.
Finish, right? Now I'm going to do a small modification to this. So what will happen is, so for the moment, I will again explain it. You define them. So when you define variables, the program is allocating some memory in the main memory to store the values for relevant to this one. So මේවා අපි කියන memory locations ටික වෙන් කරගන්නවා. මේ data තියාගන්න. ඊට පස්සේ මේ ටික ආපහු කියන process කරලා මේම මේ ටික අරගෙන ඊට පස්සේ මේක මෙතෙන්ට දානවා. So it will add these two or allocate these two numbers 12 and 24 into this. So we can draw some lines here. Number 12, put some lines like this, that will be much better. And total is this one. And it is displayed. Put those three lines also. So yes, that will be enough. After this, what if you have something like this? Read ln number 1. Number 2. Read ln number 1. Read ln number 2. Now the keyboard comes into play. Here we have the keyboard, and whatever you give from the keyboard, read number 1. So this statement is going to give a value from the keyboard into this. This statement also is going to give a value from the keyboard into this. Right now, two different situations. And that is taken into this, and now this one is later going to be, if you have the monitor here, if the monitor is here, this value will ultimately be displayed in this as 36. So we have input, and entire this is related to processing, and output. So the program is now taking things from the keyboard here, and they are going to be given on the, so we can give here, this is 12, we give here, this is 24 that we give. Rama, is it also understandable, this part?
Yes, sir.
Oh, very good. So can you write this down? You have to take some time to write this as well. So it is complete then. Then we'll go to the different other parts of Pascal. So this concept is really essential for you to understand.
Okay, sir.
Right. Let's proceed to some other parts. බලමු ඊළඟට අපිට තියෙන්නේ මොනවද කියලා. So now we come to the different parts of practical programming. Now you saw a variable. These are all variables. This is a variable, this is a variable. And in our textbook, they give a special name to that as a variable identifier. Okay, so a variable identifier is a name used to identify a memory location in the computer. Right? A variable identifier is a name used to identify a memory location where a certain value is stored with regards to the program, and identify the term to represent a variable, constant, or a program. So here variables can be therefore in the so identify can be used to represent a variable, a constant, or a program. The following are some rules that should be followed in declaring an identifier. So let's see, this is so in this one, what is this? An identifier, right? So මේ මොකද්ද? This is an identifier. This is also an identifier. So you can see these are actually something that you have to learn right now. So let's proceed to discuss about identifiers. So meanwhile, I will take a screenshot of the program and now we come to this word identifier. So let's write the topic as identifiers in Pascal. Identifiers in Pascal. Okay, so write this down. And examples are going to be this, and here the number 1, number 2, and total are Right. Next one is rules for naming identifiers. Rules for naming identifiers. Rules for naming identifiers. For identifiers name can rules. Mono. What are they? So these are the rules. We have something called reserved words, which we cannot use for naming the identifiers. So first thing is, let's write down those rules one by one. So we have problem. What are the reserved words? Okay, Rama. So have you finished writing?
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. So for today, we will stop now, and we will start from this next day. So I will have to have some extra lectures also. But the problem is, since the third week of May, I will be a bit busy. So after third week of May, we will arrange some extra sessions, right? Otherwise, we can't cover up
Okay, sir.
because we got many lessons and now we have to complete some of them because we have to do some past papers also. So therefore, we'll because here you can see the length of the first chapter itself. So we have to do all these things, but we have now done some of them. मेरा हमारा कर लेगा रहेगा. Right, so it is just to understand one by one and see how it works. Right, so you have programming completely in this chapter. Right, Rama. Okay, then thank you very much for participation. We'll again all the usual Sunday lesson, and it will be a bit late because I have a lecture at a university uh, started from today. It started today itself. So that is over by 5:15 and I can just come home by 5:30. So that's why I scheduled it by 5:30. So usually we might have to start by 5:30 and continue until 7 or 7:10. Right?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Good night.